Hi, Beck. So Beck has joined us. Neil has joined us. I just press recording. I'll start my agenda, and then probably down the road, if there's any question, just let me know. All right. So the first one is just confirming on the head counts. As of now, we already have 10 head counts here for Symbio in KL. We are waiting for another 3. One will be joining us on 10th of October, reporting to Alex, and another 2 is on 7th of November. So that's Rajnesh and also Belinda Wood. Right. And then next on my agenda is returning to the office. So in the previous catch up, I did told you that they are starting to come on September. And yes, they have already came twice. One of it was just during CEO visit last week. So the next round that they'll be in the office is 4th of October, which is next Tuesday, and 18th of October next Tuesday. So this is the first time Neil is joining our management meeting. Neil, just a background for you. So we did talk to each of the staff member. They are comfortable for a start to come once every fortnight, and that has been communicated to them, so they know what's the date that they need to be in the office. Cool. So the next one is ASY events. So I also shared this in my previous catch up, but again, because Neil wasn't there, we have events ongoing in ASY. The one that we had in August was a company trip, so that's long past already. The current one that we have is the Biggest Loser Challenge. So during the trip, everyone was talking about the pandemic pounds, right? How much they have gained during the pandemic. So one of the ASY events was Biggest Loser Challenge, where you group into 5 and then try to lose as much weight as possible. Unfortunately, not everyone. No, no. Actually, fortunately, everyone in Symbio is fit, so they didn't register for the Biggest Loser Challenge. Probably those who's overweight would have registered, of course. All right. Next
What are
one
you
to
saying,
share.
Abbas? I registered. Joking.
Oh, so we want to get fitter. We want to get fit. Ouch. All right. So the next one is upcoming public holidays. So everyone in Symbio observe Malaysian public holidays. That's clear. The upcoming public holidays for Malaysia is on the 24th of October. Just a call out for Nick, because Uma, she's an Indian. That's her festive basically. So she would be applying leave on they get 1 day leave, but you might see her applying extra days leave because it's a festive season altogether. And same goes with Indira also. Indira is also Indian, so she might be celebrating more days than the 1 day public holiday that's given to her. Um, so we are going quite fast. I have went to my last topic for the day. It was the exec and CEO visit. So I'm pretty much I believe the visit went really smooth. So the guest came over around 6:30 p.m. Malaysia time. So that's like 8:30 Sydney time. The team definitely had heavy tea time snacks. Like they really ate a lot during the tea time, but they still had space for the dinner. So I brought Rini, Sikiat, and also Peng Kwan for a short office tour. They saw the office and everything. They did ask like meeting rooms and training, which I've explained to them. If there's any reasons for, if there's any time that you need to do a training, just let us know. We can organize a meeting room for to. All right. And then if you like picture, Chong Tun Cheng has took a lot of picture. He brought his camera and took a lot of pictures. Definitely, you can reach out to him if there's any picture. I will also send whatever picture I have in my monthly reports when I send over every month. So that's all the agenda for today.
Sorry, Abbas, just on
Sure.
the dinner,
Yep.
some feedback on that was that the restaurant was not halal because they were serving alcohol,
Uh,
which is fine. I've got no issues with that.
mhm.
But what that meant was that the some of the attendees weren't able to select or didn't know what they could select from the menus easily, so they went with defaults like fish and chips.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I told the team, the food is halal, the drink is also halal. It's just that they have additional alcohol beverages. So actually, I told the team to vote, and
Okay.
all these 3 lists given is actually halal restaurant. But they replied to Najla. So Najla was already communicating to them. One of the staff member, Najla, was already communicating to them, and they replied to Najla. And Najla is the one told me that they prefer to go to Alexis. So I'm very sure it's halal because we have organized few events in that restaurant
Yeah.
internally
No, that
also.
And that's fine. It must have somewhere the communication's broken down because,
Okay.
yeah, my team member wasn't aware that that was
Uh-huh.
necessarily the case. He was reasonably certain, but it was a case of there wasn't certification that he
Okay.
could rely on. And
All
so
right.
that's why he went down the path of something safe. So I'm just providing that as feedback for future
Uh-huh.
events.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Thanks, Fergus. I probably what I would reword in future, and I will take note for myself also that the food and drinks is halal, but they have additional non-halal drink, which is alcohol drink. That will probably clear
mm,
the air. Thank you, Fergus.
beautiful. Awesome.
Anything
I've
else?
got
Any?
I've got a
Yeah.
few things to update. To you Abbas, but
Yeah.
also to the Symbio team. So
Mm-hmm.
two things. We've got communications coming out shortly regarding Symbio shutting down for Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and what that means for our indirect employees in Malaysia and Vietnam. So I'm going to be sending back the communications that's going out on our internal intranet so that you could also pass it on to the rest of the team.
Okay.
But guys, Malaysia, for your info, has got different like rules in terms of their leave accrual. I'm trying to get the exact numbers so that you would be able to manage the holidays of your team. Because you may want, because I'm not most people in Malaysia may want to take their holidays not at Christmas but Chinese New Year, which may work for you because they could be the cover that you need to make sure that your BU is running during the Christmas period. So just um encouraging you to communicate. They do. I'm trying to get all of the local laws from back, but they don't actually accrue. They have they lose their annual leave if they don't use it. So I want to make sure that you know that so that we're not disadvantaging any of our employees by not giving them annual leave because I don't want them to forfeit anything because it's obviously for their well-being. Um, to take the break. So just be mindful of it. I'll try and give you the right numbers so that you know, and you could plan it with our onshore teams. Um, the other thing that I wanted to share with everyone is, or in Malaysia that I need to organize with your admin team, but also in Vietnam and also in Vietnam is that Symbio is turning 20 on the 25th of November, and we're celebrating it. I didn't want any of our indirect employees to miss out, but I obviously couldn't fly everyone over to Australia to celebrate with us. So I'm going to start calling all of these same but different because I'm going to try and run parallel offerings to our indirect employees but in a different way so that they don't miss out, but it can't exactly be the same as what we have for our direct employees. So I've already started discussions with Beck about reaching out to the admin team of ASW to find a similar kind of venue and some kind of party so that they can also party with us, but just remotely. And there's also a few people in Singapore that like I hear didn't want to come to Australia, so they may want to go and join the Malaysian or Vietnam party instead. So I'm just letting you know that that's happening, not missing out on it. Any questions about, like annual leave or the birthday, just reach out to me because, I look after um, the relationship with all of our offshore people. Yeah, that's it. So I don't want, if you hear anything from the employees there, you know, I haven't forgotten about them. We haven't forgotten about them. They're included in the celebrations.
Lovely.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Rochelle. One question, sorry. Just regarding the annual leave, is that based on an arbitrary date like calendar year or financial year, or is that based on their anniversary date?
Good question. We just had this conversation, and Beck is going to reach out to the local HR for each country to because it's based on their local law.
Hmm.
Like I'm not sure if it starts accruing from their start date, which means everyone will be different, or if it's from probation. So I'll let you guys know, and I'll let you know the
Okay, thank
exact
you.
number so you could plan it and when they would lose it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's okay. That's it for me.
Thanks, Rochelle. So I will, just to be clear, I'm not going to communicate anything to the staff member until I hear from you about the leaves and also about the trip. All right, cool. Got it.
Okay.
Clear.
Oh, and one last thing that Beck actually asked me that while the guys are here, um, ASW is getting another floor in good old Malaysia. Um, Alex is not here, but we're trying to forecast the space that we need for Symbio employees, but particularly not just the space, the number of people, but additional stuff that you guys may need. So, what does that mean from your? What was it that Alex wanted? A desk space that they could play around with
Yeah.
equipment.
Yeah, it's more that additional space. So the desk space with regards to employees coming is not a problem. We can accommodate if you guys grow another 30 next year, or if you don't, we can definitely accommodate all of that. But it's more that additional space. So basically, as part of our agreement, we provide the desk, we provide the computers. But if there's anything additional we require for the Symbio team in Malaysia, I just need to get an understanding of what that looks like, because I've got to work with our CEO and with our general manager from corporate services just to have a look at what that looks like in the floor space. What cost is there for us? What cost is there for you guys? What does that all look like, really, is the
And the
picture I'm
noise
after.
aspect.
Yeah, because we're
Yeah.
in open space as well, open plan.
Yeah, I think we commented on the need possibly for some like storage around spares, small consumables, things like that.
Okay.
Other
Can,
equipment.
would you be able to give us more info, like infrastructure team, in terms of like this the actual
The
space that
sizing.
you need,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
storage
Let
and
me. Yeah, well, I'll take it up with Alex.
okay, cool. All right. And then I'll pass it on to Beck. Cool.
Just a
That's it.
question from me, and it's probably good that Neil's on the line. We're going through like setting goals with the Symbio success conversations with our like Symbio based staff, I guess, in Culture Amp. AS White staff aren't based in Culture Amp, so how do we do similar for?
That's a Rochelle question because I look
Okay,
after them.
excellent. Off the
I'm
hook,
the
Neil.
PXBP. I'm the PXBP. That so again, this goes with the same but different. AS White have their own learning platform and they've got their own HR platform. So we have sort of like organized that if it should be the same goals for direct and indirect, but you just need to pass it on to a boss so that they could make sure
Okay.
that um so for a learning platform, they've got Coursera and LinkedIn Learning, so they could find a similar kind of courses to your onshore team. And also they've got, what is it called, your HR platform, Abaz?
SS
For
team.
assess team, that you could put all of the goals in and that you've got access to it, Craig.
Okay. Awesome.
Sorry, just on that, do we have access to Coursera so that we could go through and actually find courses ourselves for them, or no?
No, you could actually send Abbas the course. They've got their own L&D manager. So you
Okay.
could give them our course, pass it on, and they could recommend, like Alex has already done that, recommend
Yep. Okay.
similar courses on the platform.
Yep. Cool. I can handle that.
Yeah, just to elaborate on that, you all you need to know is what is the goal, what are you trying to achieve, and then we will send to our training, our trainer, in-house trainer. She will actually tell us back, this is the courses in Coursera and LinkedIn. Let me know if the manager is comfortable for us to push through with this module. I'll come back to you and tell you, hey, hi Fergus, should they do all of these or is there any particular that you want? And then I will ask them to put that as a module that they need to do with a due date. So it's assign a date for them to complete those training.
Lovely. Thanks.
All right. Cool. Anything else from the floor?
I think I'm going to give everyone a T-shirt that says same but different. I'm gonna catch it on. Like I'm just gonna go now to everyone. Same but different.
Love it. I'll have to give that to my wife because that's what she says all the time.
All right then. So as usual, I know we have cut down the meeting to half an hour, but I still keep the meeting time 1 hour because if any managers felt that you want to stay and ask anything in particular just about your staff member, then I'm willing to stay. Anyone who needs me to stay? All right.
No, all good.
Cool.
No,
Cool
all
then.
good.
Good.
This is fast. 40 minutes back into your diary.
Thank you
Thank you very
very
much,
Thank you
much.
guys.
all. Have a good day. Bye
Thanks,
Thanks.
everyone.
bye.
Okay,
Thanks, everyone.
bye.
Thanks
Bye.
all.
Thanks all. Bye bye.